This is Ellie. Hi, Edward. This is Ellie, and I'm a medical Qigong practitioner and energy healing coach. And this is Qi Talk. This is Energy Talk, and this talk every Tuesday at noon, from noon to noon 30, is about talking about healing energy and just sharing some tips, some tools and resources to heal yourself, to help yourself living a happier, healthier life. So this talk is gonna transcribe into the podcast Awaken the Healer Within. So you can have it on your smartphone, or your iPhone or Android device. And so I'm very excited to offer a continuation of what we talked last time. We talked about the frequency of healing, and there's, in qigong and energy practices, we talk about energy. Energy is frequency, kind of like electricity. So what is the energy? What is the frequency that we tune into when we can do miraculous healing in our body? And so this is an open discussion. I invite people to join me on this Qi Talk and to chime in, to share from their experience, or to ask questions. So the Qi Talk is just open to everybody, and it's about sharing and asking questions, and it's very informal. And I like to have it informal like that, so people can just share their heart and do all these things, and talk about healing and spread the word on healing and health and happiness, and how to live a healthy and long life. So let's start with putting the hands on the heart center, wherever you are. Yeah, just tuning into the heart. So the hands are extension of the heart. So when you're putting the hands on the heart, you're closing the circle. Yeah, you're closing the circle. The hands are an extension of the heart center. And when you put your hands on the heart, I want you to also close your eyes and tune into the heart, meaning putting your mind, your attention on the heart center, and just tuning into the heart. So see if you can feel. One easy way to start this meditation is to see if you can hear the heartbeats. Nice, and feel the energy in the heart. Listen. So listening is the first step of self-healing. Just awareness of what's going on. Listening to your body starts with just listening to it could be listening to the heartbeat, listening to your stomach gargling, or listening to anything, any sensation in the body. Start the process of tuning in, of curiosity, of awareness, and so for healing as well. And let's lower the hands into the lower abdomen. And tune into the breath as it is in the body. We're not trying to change the breath, just putting our mind where the hands are inside of you. So you're putting the hands on the mind on the lower abdomen. The hands are on the lower abdomen, and you're listening to the breath as it is. So when your mind goes to the lower abdomen, the breath automatically would go deeper into the lower abdomen. So the breath would always follow your mind. And feel like you can breathe deeply into the lower abdomen. See if you can hear digestive, any sensation in the digestive system. By tuning in and opening to what is, you're starting the process of healing. Open to any sensation, pleasant or unpleasant, in the body. And let's harmonize heart and belly. So we put one hand on the belly and one hand on the heart center. And as you inhale, inhale through the belly, rib cage and heart, and exhale all the way out. So it's a wave breathing. We're inhaling to the belly, upwards, like filling a glass of water. So your body is the glass and the breath is the water. So irrigate the lower abdominal area and all the organs there. And as the breath comes in, climb up to the heart center. And now, if you go to this visualization of water and watching the breath irrigates all the organs from the bottom up, give that water an energy, a frequency, like love or healing. Maybe this water has a color. And as you exhale from the mouth, see stagnation or blockage in the form of like a gray or a off-white color coming out of the mouth. So inhale, could be a white or golden light. Now as you take an inhalation, you take the air from the outside. So think about a source outdoors, outside, that is very special, very powerful. Maybe you were in a beautiful hike or a trip to a beautiful island, and the energy seems very crisp, very good. So as you take an inhale into your body to irrigate the organs, think about breathing from that source of energy from the bottom up, and exhale all the way out. Any stagnation from the mouth, inhale and recharge your system. Good chi. Smile to your glass full of water. It's this kind of sparkling water, full of minerals, full of energy. And exhale all the way out. Nice. And put both hands on the lower abdomen and open the eyes. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful little Qigong meditation. Yeah, Qigong is not only movement. I teach a movement practice, but we have a lot of meditation for health, for healing. And this is how you can guide your mind into self-healing. Yeah. So we're talking about frequency. And if you notice in the meditation, we actually engage with the frequency and the frequency of imagination, of visualization. What's nice about the visualization, that it can encompass a lot of frequencies. Like if you think about your vacation in the mountain, you were happy, you're good, you're feeling good, you're feeling that the air is very healthy. That visualization, that energy is mixed with happiness, with health, with vitality. Maybe you felt really good. And that energy, you inhaling it in, that memory, that good memory, mental memory, comes in and re-energizes the body. And that creates a change in the body from where you are right now to where you want to go. So every thought that we have has a specific frequency. Every emotion that we have has a specific frequency. And nowadays, scientists say or show us that we can actually measure it on the electromagnetic spectrum. So you actually can measure, like in electricity, you can measure the vibration, the frequency of anger or of love or of joy or of shame or of worry, you can actually measure it. So it's measurable energy. And in Qigong, what I wanted to talk today that we haven't talked about last week, about how to manage your kind of like life in terms of, or your day, if you think about a day that is like a microcosm of a whole life, how to manage, how to go about your day in terms of energy frequency. And in Qigong, it's very important to have a state of balance. And the state of balance, the best example for that, if you think about a car, you put a gas in your car and you drive your car. Now you can drive your car very, very slow, like 10 miles an hour. And then you can drive your car 100 miles an hour. Both speeds are actually not very efficient. You know, that they say that the car drives best in terms of fuel efficiency about 50 miles an hour. You can also talk about a fan, you know, like a fan, a ceiling fan. It can turn very, very slow. You can have enough electricity to turn it really slow that it doesn't produce air, so it doesn't do what it needs to do. Or you can spin it so fast that that speed would burn the engine of the fan. So you get a lot of air, but it wouldn't last a long life. It would have a very short longevity. So that fan, that really powerful fan that got supercharged with electricity, wouldn't last that long. Yeah, it would last maybe an hour and then it's overheating and break down. Versus the fan that, so what we're talking today is about balancing your energy. Is about how to not, run yourself too hot and burn out, or also too low and not be able to sustain life or to have vitality. So it's really kind of like, where is the happy zone in energy practice? We're talking, where is the happy zone where you're feeling good, you're feeling alive, you're not too sluggish, but you're also not too energized to a point that you burn your chi, you burn your energy, you burn your engine, so to speak. So this is also a frequency. So it's like, how do you run? And here we're talking about a balance between yin and yang. So if you rest all day, you're gonna feel like, if you're in all day in bed, what you're gonna end up feeling is really tired. So too much yin energy makes you very, very tired. And too much yang energy, if you go and exercise all day, like all day long, you would really be exhausted. Or if you work all day, workaholics that work all day and all day in stress, over time, they really burn out. Kind of like this fan that turns so fast, and the longevity of that fan is not too. Yeah, and also the fan that is sluggish, it wouldn't do what it needs to do. Yeah, it doesn't. So our body is the same. It's kind of like this fan or this car. How do we manage our life between yin or yang, between rest and active? How do we manage the frequency to be the frequency of healing? So here we're talking about a bigger envelope, not only managing yourself between yin and yang, and also how do we change our mindset? How do we look at things? What one person can go through the day with grace and ease, and the other person can go really stressed and seeing everything as a threat or as an opportunity for failure. Yeah, and this is really, and these two guys are doing the same work. Like, they're doing the same work, and one of them, his projection about life or about what he's doing is really stressful, and one is not. And we're seeing it. A very good example is this pandemic. Think about this pandemic. Some people really got a lot of stress, a lot of mental stress over it, and other people not so much. So how do we manage triggers, emotional triggers? And in qigong, uh, we say that practicing self-care practicing qigong 3 times a week would be really important to reduce stress level, to heal your body, and to feel more energy. Yeah, because we all have some level of stress in our body, whether we acknowledge it or not. We do have it, especially these times. It's very charged, so it's really important to practice self-care practices like qigong, like yoga, like breathing technique every day. If you can meditate or do qigong even for 10 minutes a day, it would be really, really powerful. So these two people, going back to these two people, and one person, they have the same task, but one of them go through through the day with the grace and ease and have a lot of energy, and one of them doesn't have a lot of energy. Everything becomes really hard and he's stressed out. So the outlook of life, the outlook of how do we take in life and life circumstances, what comes our way, how do we manage it, is also very, very important. So managing your life is very, very important for health and healing. And that's more like in terms of preventative medicine. That's like even before you want to actually heal an ailment or a chronic health condition. This is what I do. I help people heal from chronic health conditions. And the first thing to know is to see that everything that you do in your life has to be balanced, kind of like this example of the fan. How do you can run your life in a way that you always have a good level of energy, and not burn yourself off, but not also have too much yin energy, which is really creating stagnation and blockages in the body, like if you sit all day. So how to run your life, and also how to work with your emotional state, how to work with your mental state, how to be able to pivot where are the areas in your life, and this is really an internal quest, that you're feeling triggers, that you're feeling hardship, and how can you change that? And so this is kind of like a really a mindful practice, preventative medicine. How can I run through the day with grace, with ease? What am I doing during the day? What supports me? What doesn't support my energy? What do I need more of? What do I need less of? And really a daily routine is a really, really healthy way to establish health and happiness and long life. It's to really establish a daily a routine, know what you're doing, have a plan. Yeah. And of course, last week we talked more about the medical qigong practice, how to heal, how energy like love, joy, hope, trust in the universe is really healing for us. And so this time I just wanted to talk more about how to, it's more about how to kind of like look at your life mindfully, and how to have it balanced, and how to heal through understanding that you need to be in a state of balance all day long, and you want to cultivate love. Yeah, this is the frequency of good energy. How can we create happiness? In Chinese medicine, we first talk about happiness, then the second one is health, then the third word is longevity. So happiness comes first, which is interesting. I had a qigong teacher that used to say that your emotional state is more important than your diet. And so how do we create happiness? What makes you happy? Why you're not feeling safe? Like, what is it? How can you change that? Incorporating self-care practices like qigong, meditation is very important. Breathing technique, and really above all of this stands the notion of looking at yourself like a kid. So you can wake up in the morning and say, what does this Ellie needs? Actually say your name. You say your name. What? And then you say your name, what this person needs, and be like a parent to your kids. And this is really the healer within. The healer within is your spirit that knows what's good for this child, because we are children. We're still children. And when we ask, what's good for Ellie right now, and like how the day would be, what is good, what is not. So this is a very powerful technique. Yeah, you kind of like disassociate yourself a little bit and relate to yourself as a parent, and give yourself all the love that the kid needs, and be the parent to say, hey, this kid needs that now, even though he wants to do this, or he always has this bad habit of doing this and this. Today is not going to be that way. Sometimes you have to prevent the child from, if a child runs to the street, you hold him back, right? And he cries, but then he doesn't run out by the car. So be the parent to ourselves is really in the essence, in the basis of how to do all these things, how to change habit, how to change your lifestyle, how to look at things differently. Is this kind of like a little bit of a disassociation from from Ellie, and what would be good for him right now, or her. And this is really, really important. And this is a very powerful exercise technique. So anyway, this is a little talk about what we continued with, the idea of frequency and how to get into the frequency. So we have the quality and the quantity of the frequency, right? The quantity is like too hot or too stagnant, right? We talked about the fan or the car. What is the most efficient frequency? So that's the quality, the quantity of the energy throughout the day. And then we have the quality, which you want to create a good quality energy, happiness, love. And then we say, hey, but this guy did this, and this person did this, and this did that, and look at the election, and we have endless reason to blame outside for what we feel inside. But in qigong we say everything starts from the inside. Everything starts from the inside. So it's all in the framework of your mind and body, how you perceive reality, whatever we call reality, how the perception, and working with that perception and changing that perception would be really, really powerful way, and kind of something we talked about last time. So this is kind of a little bit about a little bit more. I hope that's helpful. If that's helpful, let me know. And good, thank you, Edward, doing a thumbs up. Thank you so much. And if anybody, I'm just gonna see if anybody wants to talk, Maga or Edward. Edward always have some great, inspiring things to say. So Edward, go ahead.
So thank you for this because it freshens me up to things I know. And what I've learned is like, you spoke about, the pandemic and some people handle it this way and some people handle it that way. And I learned to make things powerfully okay. And I don't know why the pandemic came into my life and stopped me from traveling the world or going to the gym or eating in a restaurant or whatever it is. So and I don't know its creation. And what I created is making it so powerfully okay. I'm not supposed to be driving. I'm not supposed to be traveling the world, but I am safe at home. I can be safe here. I can create other stuff. I can create, Qigong Zooms and things that, that work. I create a whole new relationship with my family, and how they're taking care of me, and I'm just watching, and I'm so grateful. You can't
Mhm.
go shopping, and you have to come here and eat outside with us, or we're bringing you dinner. And it's like, whoa. And then all of a sudden my son says to me, well, Dad, I saw how you took care of grandma, so I know how to take care of you. So we're here to do everything for you.
Mhm.
And it's so heartwarming because it's what you just said, it's love, you
Mhm.
know? But I made it okay. I'm not going crazy that I'm in the house, or I can't go out and I can't do this. Or I got stopped at a red light and I wanted to be someplace and not be stopped at light. I make it okay. I'm not supposed to be at the other light. I'm supposed to
Mm.
be here. And it's
Mhm.
the acceptance of the way it is. And I don't know, but it'll all show up okay,
Mhm.
making it powerfully okay. So,
Yeah, that's powerful. The acceptance. Acceptance is
right.
definitely a key, and changing things. What we say, changing circumstances into opportunity and blessing is within the core of Taoist tradition. The whole idea of transformation. We say transform from lead to gold, from lead to gold. And how do we do that? How do we see things as opportunity? And it's the first step is acceptance, is saying yes to everything that comes our way, and from there ask the question, what do I need? What do I need to do? And also in the basis of this belief, or this movement from lead to gold, it's the basis in trust in the universe. So trust in the universe, trust in or what we call the faith, or you can call it certainty. And one of the kind of like mantra in Qigong, in Taoist tradition, is the light is with me and I'm with the light. So there's always light, and the light is even in the darkest time. That actually the darkest time is the greatest light, so to speak. We say, so faith is really important to cultivate. And this mantra again, I'm in Chi and Chi is in me. The light is always with me. The light is always going to support me, no matter what. I mean, if you look at your life and all the struggles, and it's just a beautiful story. It's what it is. It's just a beautiful story. And here you are. And the more we cultivate that trust, that faith, the more we can go through life with ease, without stress and tension, without fear, and the outcome would be more powerful, and we can really grow. We can really transform what we in Taoism tradition Qigong we say from lead to gold. So this is a beautiful, beautiful teaching. Thank you. And I see that Dan just joined us. Hi, Dan. Good to see you. Long time. You got long hair going on.
Hey,
How are you, Dan?
good. I was just listening to this, and it reminds me of one of the resurfacing exercises from the Avatar course when you talk about the expansion exercise, and it says, how far out do you extend? Now, I should pull it out. Now imagine you contain the space that you just created. It says include everyone and everything. So you keep expanding your attention, your awareness out to a greater sphere. And when you get to that point, as you're talking about, being accepting, it's like, why would you resist something that you've actually included within yourself? It's a really interesting, yeah, it actually leads to a really good discussion. Or, why would you resist something that you've actually included as part of you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, exactly.
It's taking responsibility for the way it is. You
Yeah,
created it that way. Make
exactly.
it, and then make it okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just a really, yeah, it's cool. It's a really widened back perspective, but it's a really good one because it makes life a lot easier.
Beautiful. I love it. Thank you for this piece of wisdom that just came in the last few minutes of our talk.
Well, I can't help it. Ed pulled me in. There he was. Like he knocked on my door, I opened it. What could I say?
There you go. There you go. So let's close this because we are in the last minute with just a little ceremony and talking about knocking on a door. Let's knock. And in Qigong, we knock on our body. And well, let's use the fingers to knock on the doors of the heart. So just close your eyes and with the fingertip, just lightly knock on this neighbor here. And in Qigong, we call in. So the energy behind this area is your emotional center. So just by knocking on it and putting your mind there and breathing into this area, you become more aware of your emotional state, wherever it may be. And sometimes people do that and feel all sort of negative emotion, which is fine, which is a way to unpack them and acknowledge them so finally. And sometimes you connect with what we call the pure energy of the heart, which is joy. So you can think about the heart as a big onion, and in the middle, underneath all the shells, is kind of like behind all the clouds, there's always the sun. So in the fire in the heart is joy and love. So you can also connect with that directly. It really depends whether you want to listen to what comes up, whether you want to amplify that joy inside of you. So knocking on it, and let's massage it a little bit with both hands. Nice, and take a deep breath into the heart. And this is your baby. This is your baby. And in Qigong and Taoist tradition, we really see the organs or anything in our body as its own consciousness. So you can think about a little kid inside of you. And what happens when you smile to a kid, when you hug him? He start being happy. And this is really powerful. Yeah. So let's kind of close with this inner smile meditation into the heart. Yeah. So we have again, we have two sides of the coin, the yin and yang. One is listening to what we feel, and the other one is activation, the involuntary and the voluntary. And we can listen or we can activate an energy. And we always want to be in balance between the two. Nice. Beautiful. And just last breath into your heart. Good chi. And open. Imagine this fire in the heart, this warmth and love expanding into the whole body. So now feel the whole form, shape of your body filling with this energy of gratitude, of love, of compassion, and expand. Yeah, we call the heart the emperor, like a very progressive monarch, very wise, that expand his love and compassion through all the organs and all the tissues and all the joints. Don't exclude any area, specifically area that needs healing. Let the heart send them a ray of light from the sun of the heart and heal them instantaneously with love, compassion, and pure love. Yeah. All right. Let's relax the hands to the side, open your eyes. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you, Dan. It's so good to see you. Edward, it's beautiful seeing you. And join me tomorrow on Good Night Qigong. We do a really beautiful practice.
Yes.
So yeah, and I'm here in Palm Springs, so it's going to be a beautiful here from the warmth of Palm Springs. All right, thank you guys. Thank you. I really appreciate it.